So what you're alluding to is that you will be participating in vet work. What's vet work? Do you mean vet? Like a veterinarian?
I don't judge people's looks, but do I find him attractive? Absolutely not. Well, fuck me. Damn.
Hello everyone, please allow me to welcome you to my very first video on this channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for giving my content a shot. I promise I'm not going to indulge in too much of a preamble here, but I just wanted to say that I'm really looking forward to making content on this channel after many years on the outskirts of the Amberverse. I guess all I can say is that our girl wore me down and I can no longer keep my thoughts to myself. So without any further ado, let's begin the video. So in today's video, we are going to be revisiting the breakup that wasn't. As you may or may not know, this is not the first or last fake breakup that Amberlynn will feature on her channel, but specifically today I'm going to be reacting to two videos. The first being Amberlynn's video titled Addressing the Rumors, posted on July 25th, 2024, and It's Over, posted on July 27th of 2024. Since we just passed the 1-year anniversary of these videos, and since all of this crazy stuff has been happening with the Amberlynn and Tommy relationship, I thought this would be a good place to start my channel, but also a bit of an interesting retrospective, seeing as how everything has played out so far. And it's funny, as I was putting this video together, all of this insane drama and allegations and revelations pertaining to this relationship have been coming to light. I was originally going to make a joke about how boring Amberlynn has been lately, how she's barely posting, not addressing anything, whatever. But I mean, that's not really appropriate anymore because things are blowing up in a really crazy way. Given what Amber has said about their relationship thus far, I think that this first fake breakup probably happened before a lot of the insane stuff started going down in their relationship. She mentioned pretty briefly, but she did mention that their relationship was not toxic at the beginning, according to her, which obviously I disagree with, but I digress. She says it was really perfect. It was that soft, gentle love that she spoke about, which evidently did not last. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to see how Amberlynn spoke in defense of this relationship way back a year ago, when it seems like their biggest conflict was basically the fact that the rumors and allegations were putting Tommy in a really bad headspace. Of course, if you even want to believe Amberlynn when she says that. And it's honestly pretty crazy to look back at because this whole situation has turned out to be one of the biggest I told you so moments that we could ever hope to have in the Amberverse. And I'd say it's maybe even getting up there with Sala and Foodie Beauty levels of insanity minus the international travel. So, since it has been a minute since all of this drama first unfolded, I would like to remind everyone of the context surrounding these two videos that we'll be looking at today. Emily had just recently come to visit Amberlynn, which marked their first in-person meeting. Amberlynn had just recently announced her breakup with Erica, aka Valentine, in a video titled We Broke Up, I Feel Sick, and Going to a Birthday Party vlog, posted on June 28th of 2024, although based on the content of her video and then also some additional context we learned later, the official breakup was actually on June 23rd of 2024. I'm pretty sure.
But I am pretty sad about something, and a lot of you definitely have guessed it. God. I have an easier time admitting when, like, I fucked something up versus like the person that I was in love with fucking it up.
This is the party or barbecue or whatever where Erica, aka Valentine's wife, Brittany, allegedly called Amberlynn to confront her about her ongoing inappropriate behavior with Erica. So, Addressing the Rumors and It's Over were both posted about a month after this video and about 1 month and 1 week after the breakup with Erica. So no one can say Amberlynn isn't a romantic. So with that out of the way, let's begin our first video addressing the rumors.
Hello guys, welcome to a new video. So I might get emotional and I really don't want to. I have been doing my fair share of crying for sure. Sure, it looks it. I'm just having like genuinely a hard time. As you guys know, I met my girlfriend in person and like, for the lack of a better word, like it was just magical, like truly magical. And I haven't felt that happy in forever. Sorry.
Honestly, if she wants to come on camera and get emotional, or if she has incentive to show herself getting super emotional on camera for whatever reason, that's honestly her prerogative, in my opinion. I do think in most contexts it is super weird to set up a tripod and a camera to film yourself crying like all of the TikTok girlies do these days, but I guess it's fine for the most part. What I don't understand about Amberlynn is that she so often will say that she doesn't want to get emotional or didn't expect to get emotional, but keeps filming the video as she is repeatedly too overwhelmed with emotion to speak. I just don't really buy that she has any sort of reservations or lack of willingness to be super upset on camera, no matter who it affects or makes look bad or brings negative attention to. Especially with her epic crash out on her recent live streams. Yeah, I just really don't believe her whenever she says she doesn't want to show herself being emotional on camera, because we have seen her show herself being so emotional on camera so many times, particularly when it comes to breakups.
You know, finally being with someone like that I feel like isn't ashamed of me, like it just felt really good. And so like I posted her on my Instagram, as you guys saw. I also posted her on TikTok, and I can't even tell you how much support we got. Like it was a lot. Like majority of you are literally the sweetest like ever. So thank you, like from the both of us, truly. Like a lot of you saw the happiness and saw the love just in a 16-second clip. So thank you for that. Like trust me, there's a lot of it. A lot of love, a lot of happiness, a lot of joy when we're together.
So obviously I am not going to pretend that I have any real life insight to Amberlynn and Tommy's relationship, so anyone else's guess is as good as mine, really, as to how well these two actually got along in the beginning. But personally, I never got any sort of chemistry or even any sort of like baseline platonic connection from the clips and video appearances that Amberlynn has shown on her channel. People may see those clips differently than I do and have a totally different perception, especially if they are in the dark about Emily's past. But I don't know, for people to be in her DMs flooding her with these messages that they seem to be so in love and that they can just tell how amazing the relationship is through the screen, through these 16-second clips, just seems so weird to me. And for the record, I'm not trying to say that she's lying or that she didn't have people telling her this. I more think that Ambabies and the people who support her unconditionally like that, just with zero critical lens and zero regard for anything other than the black and white realities that Amberlynn presents in terms of relationships, is just really odd to me.
Like it feels magical to me. And it's like, you guys know I don't post my girlfriends online because people are crazy. People ruin it. They absolutely ruin it, without a doubt. But I remember there was a discussion that me and my girlfriend had. She literally asked me, like, is it important for you that your partner is in your videos? And I said, in fairy tale world, yes, like, yeah, that would be really nice for me. But realistically, I would understand if my partner did not want to be in my videos. I will never force someone to do that. And she said, literally, because it's important to me, that's why she would be willing to be in my videos.
Okay, so Amberlynn says that Emily was ready and willing to be in her videos. The thing that I take issue with here is the fact that no matter what, it was undeniably Amberlynn's responsibility in this case to appropriately and accurately prepare Emily for the inevitable noise, potential stress, and frankly, very negative attention that being featured on Amber's channel was going to bring her. I believe Amberlynn at this point claims to have known about Emily's late partner, about vulnerable and impressionable people in Emily's family, the public account on Phoebe, and the many posts. I mean, I could go on. So, with all of that in mind, I just think it's really repugnant for Amberlynn to be constantly talking about and freaking out about how terrible and crazy her audience is, as she just said, but gave what seems to be absolutely zero thought or consideration to how publicly revealing Emily as her girlfriend and featuring Emily in her videos would result in negative ramifications for Emily. And, you know, maybe she just wasn't thinking things through and was just in her insane, head over heels, nothing else matters phase of infatuation with Emily. Maybe she was just so happy that she was willing to be in the videos at all that she just dove in with 2 feet and no second thoughts, but either way, it is just grossly irresponsible in my opinion. Of course, though, she will never acknowledge or even consider that fact. She is just going to solely blame the audience as per usual.
And it just meant a lot. It was very like selfless of her. That's just one example of like the way that she loves me. Like when you see something that's important to your partner, you kind of want to like make that happen for them. And she wanted to do that for me, and I thought that was super sweet. So we were super excited to post that video on Instagram and TikTok. And again, the love and support has been just so appreciated. But then there has been a lot that has happened since I posted it, and it's literally just a 16-second clip, and it has validated every fear that I've ever had about showing a partner on my videos or just on social media in general.
To build on my previous point just a bit, I really do think that if Amberlynn was open and transparent and forthcoming with Emily about the true nature of her audience, about how deep some of these tunnels go with things like Kiwi Farms and Reddit. She alleges that she's gotten really serious threats online. She alleges that she's been stalked and harassed. She laments about the hate and reaction channels constantly. And I just don't think that Emily would have been all so excited and bubbly to post these cute little TikToks had Amberlynn actually disclosed to her what her presence on the Amberlynn Reid channel would actually mean for her reputation, for her privacy, for her mental health, for her family. I mean, Amberlynn is constantly losing her mind over the hate and talking about how horrible it is to be her. So I genuinely can't understand how or why she would be so flippant about bringing someone she supposedly loves into that and then be this shocked and appalled when the most obvious outcome occurs.
There are so many rumors being made up about her, things that are just like wild. Obviously, I have not heard every single rumor, so I can't sit here and deny or confirm every single thing because literally it's just a lot. But I do want to talk about some of the rumors that I have heard because I feel like that's super important. So the first thing is, no, she is not a feeder. People think that she's a feeder and she's definitely not that. Like, yes, she has a specific type, but I'm letting you guys know that like every single person that I've been in a relationship with, everyone that you guys have known, they said that they prefer girls my size.
Okay, I don't really have anything to say here, but I just couldn't not point out this face that she makes while saying this. I don't know what it means, but she's just so weird. I can't.
That is a thing that all of my partners have had in common. I think that I don't know if I would ever actually be in a relationship with someone who didn't prefer bigger girls, because it's like I am really big and I wouldn't see someone who prefers like smaller girls to be in a relationship with me. That probably would never happen. So 9 times out of 10, when someone my size is in a relationship, it's more than likely because I am that person's type, and that's no different in this relationship. But to be a feeder is a completely different topic. A feeder versus someone who prefers bigger girls, 2 completely different things, and she is not that. She is not a feeder. I would never in a million years be in a relationship with one.
So, unfortunately, we are almost halfway through the video at this point, and I swear she just has not actually said anything yet. Obviously, she titled the video addressing the rumors, but really, arguably isn't actually addressing them in any salient way. I mean, mansplaining the difference between a feeder and someone who prefers bigger women is really not doing anything for anyone at this point. She is also really acting like the feeder allegations just came out of thin air as opposed to addressing the mountains of very concerning evidence that people found online. And not for nothing, this evidence was all super damning and pretty disturbing in my opinion, so her handling of this whole situation is just kind of ridiculous to me.
There's also rumors going around that she has STDs, specifically herpes, which is freaking insane and absolutely not true. I don't understand STD shaming anyways. I think that's wild to me, but that's a whole other topic. But no, she does not have herpes. That's crazy.
So I didn't hear about this and don't really know what she's talking about, to be honest, but I do think it's interesting that she is choosing to debunk this rumor so definitively while not definitively addressing others. I mean, allegations of having and spreading herpes versus allegations of being a literal death feeder are super different lanes. And if both of those rumors were going around about me, I know which one I would prioritize and focus on convincing people not to believe, and it would not be the one about having herpes.
So majority of these rumors actually came within like this anonymous person, like because the screenshot is floating around literally everywhere, and they were just like, they made up this whole thing and this paragraph, and it's like off the chain crazy. Something about how years ago my girlfriend had a wife and they were trying to like get money. No, my girlfriend has never had a wife. She doesn't have a wife. She's actually not the one that you should be worried about having a wife, but we won't go into that.
Girl, come on. Stop trying to act like you don't live for the drama.
She's never asked anyone for money. She has a full-time job. She actually has a really great life. She's never asked me for money. This is actually a topic that I brought up with her, was like, you've never asked me like how much money I make, nothing. Like, she has never talked to me about money, ever. I'm the one who actually brought it up because I was shocked by it. She was here for 4 days and she bought majority of everything for us, and it's just like, people think that she's using me for money. Nope. She's extremely independent and I find that to be pretty attractive, not gonna lie.
Okay, maybe I'm in too deep here and making connections where there are none, but we all know that Amberlynn will take nearly any opportunity to quote-unquote throw shade at or shame Beck. And I just couldn't help but think that her pointing out that it's attractive that Emily has a job and doesn't ask Amber for money is meant to subtly shame Beck. After, of course, Amber was the one to convince Beck to leave their job and become Amber's full-time bitch, basically. I just think it's gross if she is, in fact, saying this to be shady or petty or whatever she thinks she's doing. She probably thinks she's serving. But I just think Amber's treatment of Beck is one of the most, if not the most egregious and unforgivable part of Amberlynn's whole story, so her continuing to, in my opinion, make these public digs at someone she already publicly abused so many years ago at this point is just something I think is pertinent to point out.
So those are like the main rumors, and I'm telling you guys, majority of the rumors that you're hearing are absolutely untrue. There is this one thing that's floating around of this girl saying how like my girlfriend messaged her, weeks ago. It wasn't weeks ago, it was months ago. It was even before me and my girlfriend even started talking.
So even closer to the date of the passing of Emily's late partner. Okay, yeah, that makes everyone in this situation look so much better and more normal and sane.
And that literally means nothing to me. Like, yes, people have a past. Like, I was in a whole ass relationship before I met this girl. Like, there is a such thing as like flirting and dating around and like trying to find your person. Like, I will never judge her for that. I think that's just, it's really weird that that would even be like a topic of discussion of like, oh my God, Amberlynn's girlfriend has talked to other girls in the past. Like, duh, we all have. Like, literally, I've been in how many relationships? Also, like, bringing in people from her past or bringing in like family members or bringing in like friends or whatever it may be is just crazy, and it's not warranted. It doesn't need to happen.
While I do agree that a lot of people, not even just in the Amberverse, but in the internet in general, take things way too far with drama in situations like these and internet figures like Amberlynn, again, I just don't understand how Amberlynn didn't expect this to happen. I mean, if it was a true priority to her to protect this person and protect their family, their privacy, their heart, as she says, then she would never in a million years have brought her on camera, especially knowing the circumstances surrounding her very recently deceased partner. She kept Erica a secret and still talked about her and kind of kept us up to date-ish about that relationship in her videos. So she could have, and arguably should have, just done the same with Emily. She's been on this platform for over a decade now and has had a pretty divisive and negative relationship with her audience for the large majority of that time. So the writing has really been on the wall forever at this point. But honestly, if you ask me why she brought Emily on camera, it was not because they were just so in love and wanted to show the world. It's really because she was so starved for validation and public attention after having a secret affair with Erica and private relationship with Feline that she just couldn't help herself. And I know she also mentioned in one of her recent live streams about the apocalypse that is currently happening between her and Emily, where she alleges that Emily was the one who was really pushy about being featured on camera and that Amberlynn was a lot more hesitant and warned her, but I really don't think that narrative makes a lot of sense, so I don't really believe her when she says that.
I just really want to protect her because her heart is so pure and genuine and beautiful, like one of the actual greatest people I've ever known. And I will do anything in my power to protect her. Like, this has been affecting her. She's not used to being in the spotlight like this, especially with so many people who like want to create drama or create content regarding her. Really, ultimately, it's people creating lies and rumors, and it's affecting her. It's affecting me, and it's not fair and it's not right. She's literally just trying to love me and have a relationship with me, and she's being torn apart for it. So to protect her and to protect us and to protect our peace, I don't think I want her on camera anymore, and I don't think she wants to be on camera. Like, we were going to share our relationship online. Like, she was going to be in my videos, and I really wanted that, and she wanted that. Like, it was going to be a moment for all of us, and I know how many people would have literally loved to see that, and I know there still are so many of you, majority of you are rooting for us, and I appreciate that so much. But there is a group of people who have ruined the possibility of something really great for this channel, and I know that I can carry on this channel by myself. I always have. Somehow I always make it through, and I'm grateful for every single one of you who watch me. But like, it would have been fun to have another element. I know you guys would have loved that, but ultimately mental health comes first, people's well-being comes first, and I don't want anything to affect my girlfriend because she means the absolute world to me.
I mean, not to be a bitch, but I feel like it's a little late for that. Like, where was all of this 3 weeks ago, girl?
It just sucks like a lot that this has happened. It was literally just because of a 16-second clip of us just being happy and us just being in love. I think that we just need to do better as people. I don't really know what else to say right now. It just ultimately sucks really bad, and it's like, as much as I wanted people to do the right thing, I should have known that like that wasn't gonna happen, and that's really sad, really.
Okay, I guess this is as close as we're going to come to any sort of accountability or acknowledgement that she should have known better, but obviously she still completely ignores her own involvement in the situation and just laments the consequences as part of a deeply unfair and unjust world. So, go off, I guess.
I don't really know when I'm gonna be filming again. I kind of just feel like defeated a little bit, and it's just hard. So anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
All right, so that was Amber Lynn's attempt at addressing the rumors. Pretty lame video, to be honest, and I feel like I said everything I have to say, so let's get into the next video. It's over, posted 2 days later.
Hi guys, I look like crap because I feel like crap. I really don't even know what to say, but like, you guys don't know the full story at all, and I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like, there is a big part of this story missing, but I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me, that's not who I am. But because of this, me and now my ex, we are not together anymore, and this has left her like debilitated. Like literally, like her mental health has gone down so much. Like she's literally one of the greatest people, and it's like to see people say things that are not true at all, like it's not surprising. That's literally what people do. That's what they've done my whole freaking YouTube career, and for these people to act like they care about me now.
So I guess the insinuation here is that she does not believe that the quote-unquote haters reaching out to her and publicly speaking out regarding their concern for her well-being are genuine when they say that they do not want to see her pass away as a result of being with this person. She basically is saying that there is no merit in what these people are saying in response to all of these really unsettling and even disturbing things about Emily and her late partner, their participation in feederism, and of course her partner's passing as a super morbidly obese woman. And I don't know the exact nature of this person's passing, nor do I want to, honestly, but she did not pass of old age, and if you know anything about the state of her health while she was with Emily, it is not hard to connect the dots. And I don't claim to keep tabs on every single corner of the Amberverse, so were there some people feigning concern as a mask when they were really just trying to convince her to break up with Tommy for fun? Maybe. Either way, I just really don't follow her logic because I personally see no reason for a hater to want her to end things with Tommy just as a ploy to keep her unhappy. When this Tommy stuff was first swirling, this was an interesting thing to happen in the community, and kind of one of the more interesting things that's happened in a long time. Obviously, the Valentine stuff was recent, but the many, many months before that was just nothing interesting. So, in my opinion, if haters are just looking to keep her miserable and feed the drama cycle and, like, mess with her life, you think they would be encouraging her to stay with this person, encouraging her to show her on camera, encouraging her to reveal more information about this person, whatever. Because, for better or for worse, Emily's introduction as a side character brought a ton of drama and intrigue and all of the juicy gossip that a hater could ever want to the Amberverse. So why would they then covertly be trying to convince her to end their relationship through the guise of telling her that she is in danger? It just really doesn't make any sense to me. In my opinion, she should be way more skeptical of the people encouraging the relationship and indulging her delusions, but obviously she doesn't see it that way, so whatever.
Yes, I know there are thousands of you who love me and support me and want to see me happy, and I appreciate those messages. Like, you guys have no idea, like, I feel it. But all of these people who act like they care about me and they're worried about me, bull. Like, you guys have never wanted to see me happy. There are so many of you who love to see me miserable, and you're getting that. You won again. You literally won again. What's happening is not okay. Like, it's not. And this is the very fucking reason why I don't want to show people in my videos.
And yet you did anyway. Also, I feel like this whole theme of not showing people on camera only started with Feline, and that was not even on Amber's terms. and then the relationship after that was with Erica, and she couldn't show Erica because she never met Erica. Also because Erica was married. And now this. So all of this, like, hemming and hawing about not wanting to show people on camera, I think is contrived and not an accurate summation of how this situation of featuring her partners in videos has actually played out. She clearly wants to get credit for being this ultra protective and super private person, but I don't think she's ever taken initiative to protect someone's identity out of purely good intentions. I think it's always been either because someone demanded to be kept off camera or have their identity be kept secret, or it's for her own self-serving measures. I mean, we saw her exploit Crystal, Destiny, and Beck to honestly disturbing levels on her channel that I don't have any reason to believe that she genuinely wouldn't do it again in the right context. I think in her head, she has curated this persona of someone who is super private and ultra protective of the people in her life, but I think she, in actuality, is uniquely willing to exploit anyone and anything in her life if it benefits her.
It has nothing to do with me and everything to do with so many of you. I am talking to a big part of you, but I'm not talking to all of you. So I need that to be like fully known. Like, I know there are a lot of people who love and support me. Like, I know that. But like right now, that is not being heard as much as I feel it. What is really being heard is like, y'all are ruining someone's life who does not deserve it. Like, it is freaking crazy what is happening right now. You guys have interfered with my life in a way that, like, it makes me want to just fucking disappear. You guys have no idea. Like, if you guys knew the full story, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. But you don't, and you'll never know. But like, to find out all this fucking shit and then make your own narrative with it and say that I'm in danger, you guys have no idea what you're talking about.
So if upon hearing the quote-unquote full story, as she puts it, we would all collectively be like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. I guess we were wrong. Chalk it up to, hive mind, mob mentality. I'm so sorry, Amber, for so grossly misrepresenting your partner and your relationship. Please forgive us, Mommy, we love you. Then I don't understand why she won't just share the full story. I mean, if it's really not that bad, just tell the truth. If the whole thing is actually as innocuous and misunderstood as she is trying to make it out to be, then I don't see how sharing the truth would be worse for Emily than letting the current rumors run rampant if they really are so wrong. Now, what this lapse in logic says to me is that she is lying. There is no full picture, and the haters are mostly right, because what other reason would she have to be acting this much of a fool?
This has pushed me away, completely pushed me away. I don't think I'll be the same for a long time, like truly a long time, because I had a future planned and I was happy, and I was so fucking happy and so loved. And now we aren't together anymore because, like, her mental health comes first and her safety comes first. I should have known something like this was gonna happen, because 9 times out of 10, people make the smallest thing that I do or say or whatever it may be into like a fucking huge thing. Like, I should have known. Like, I should have known. I shouldn't have ever shared her. I shouldn't have done it. But we were so fucking happy and in love and on cloud 9, like, literally.
So her saying this about being on cloud 9 and just being so in love makes me think that truly she was just not thinking when she first started showing Emily on camera. I guess they were just so in love that they wanted to shout it from the rooftops and nothing else mattered. I guess Emily wasn't really thinking either. And knowing what we know now about her personal accounts of their relationship, I think it's fair to say she wasn't in the best headspace overall going into this. I think it is truly so irresponsible and harmful for Amberlynn to just evidently turn her brain off whenever she quote unquote falls in love, and to just succumb to whatever way the wind blows her and to whatever her love-struck heart feels like doing in the moment, because it leads to situations like this. It leads to Feline's identity getting leaked. It leads to her oversharing and being gross and weird, and so much unsavory and inappropriate behavior has been shown on her channel during the phases where she has been in her honeymoon phase with partners. I don't personally think she loved Emily or loves Emily. I'm sure she had very strong feelings for Emily and still does, but I don't think they were or are really in love. I don't think either of them loved the other, to be honest, at any point, but that's just my opinion, of course, and, that's using my own definition of love, so whatever, semantics, but what she says here specifically just really irks me. If you are in love with someone, as she says she was, you have to treat that with a certain amount of respect and responsibility for it to be real. To be truly in love with someone and to actively love that person, I think you have to be grounded enough in your own life in order to make decisions with that relationship and person in mind. Wanting to post TikToks of her and Tommy on her super toxic YouTube channel with an audience who actively dislikes her and has a history of digging up dirt on her partners, family, friends, etc., is not an act of love. It's selfish and immature and just not at all what she thinks it is, in my opinion.
Like, I've never felt so loved before. And to have that taken from me because of people who actually hate me and that actually want to see me miserable, they don't care. Like, they don't care. It's all just for fucking show and for drama and people monetizing and making money. Like, it's not fair. But I hope that these people are happy, because not only did they ruin my life, but they're ruining someone else's life, and her mental health is not good right now, and neither am I. Like, I'm literally, like, look at me. Like, I just am a fucking mess.
Girl, this is so embarrassing. Like, her saying these things, like the love of her life has been taken from her. I don't know if she said that exactly, but saying that the audience is ruining her life, blaming the audience for Emily's mental health being ruined, is just so ridiculous. And, you would really think that if they were so in love, don't you think it would be reasonable, if this truly was the love of her life, someone that she had a future with, someone that she would do anything for, if the relationship really meant that much to her, you'd think that she would at one point consider leaving YouTube. Of course, at this point, there is a lot of damage already done, but really, at this point, the only way to definitively stop the speculation and end the discourse and all of the life-ruining activities that Amberlynn alleges are happening would be to leave YouTube. And I don't know, you'd think with Emily's great job, her stability, she, clearly makes good money, clearly has disposable income, you'd think there would be enough cushion for Amber to leave this job that is clearly making her miserable and effectively ruining their relationship. I mean, imagine if someone's 9 to 5 interfered with their life this much and made them this unhappy, where they were publicly lamenting how awful the job was constantly and how it was threatening the most important relationship in their life. You think they would probably at least try to, or at least consider leaving if they had any means to do so. But we haven't seen any evidence of Amber doing that, save threatening to disappear, but we've heard that plenty of times before. And I personally don't think Amberlynn could get many other jobs, if any other job, and obviously their relationship was not as real or as strong as she claims. But in the reality of her own creation, where she could super easily get another job and where she says all of these things about how much she loves Emily, I don't know, you'd think this would play out differently than it does.
Like, everything right now feels heavy and scary, and it's just not okay. Like, I regret so badly ever sharing her. I know people are gonna watch this and just not give a fuck. They're just gonna roll their eyes and just not care. I feel like my words don't matter to a lot of people, or the way that I feel. They never have mattered. People watch me to just laugh at me and to hate me, and I'm realizing, like, people just want to ruin my life, and it worked. So people literally just don't think before they post.
Oh my god, girl, what have I been talking about this entire time? If this isn't the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is.
They're fucking just hungry for the next drama, the next thing to make me look bad, or to make someone I love look bad. Like, that's just what they're waiting for. And when they thought they found that, they turned it into something way bigger than what it really is. And you guys, again, do not know the full story. And it's sad, but you never will. I really don't know what else to say besides I kind of just feel defeated and hopeless, and I'm absolutely heartbroken. Like, it's just the worst feeling in the world.
It's a big pet peeve of mine with her specifically when she uses language like this, effectively saying, this is the worst feeling in the world, or this is the worst thing that can happen to someone, you know, whatever variation, but that it's that kind of super hyperbolic sentiment about the severity of the situations that she finds herself in, basically. And I don't think that these things are competition. I think everyone is allowed their own personal scale of how horrible things are in their own experience. And I think it's pretty obtuse most of the times to respond to someone in distress by, you know, saying, well, other people have it worse, so just relax. But Amberlynn, time and time again, declaring that her pain and her life is the most tragic thing possible, and that the things that happen to her are the worst things in the world, the worst things that can possibly happen to someone, the worst pain someone can experience. It is just honestly so irritating to me. I mean, this world is so unfair and filled with so much tragedy and injustice and pain that her saying repeatedly throughout the years that the things she experiences are the worst thing in the world is just really irksome to me, and honestly really highlights her delusion and the mental prison that she has put herself in. So it pisses me off, but is also just pretty sad, to be honest.
To go from being so fucking happy and like so sure of my feelings and my future, to have that just ripped away from me over something that I didn't even do. Like, that's like the hardest part.
Okay, that was a super abrupt ending. I honestly can't believe how much I had to say in this video, and honestly there were so many things that I thought about but didn't even end up getting into. So needless to say, I am really happy to be starting this channel and making these videos covering Amberlynn. If you are hearing this and made it to the end of the video, it genuinely means a lot to me, and even just having literally 1 or 2 people watch and enjoy this video would be so cool to me. So if that's you and you would like to leave a comment saying hi, I would appreciate it so very much. So yeah, if there is anything you feel I can improve upon, any constructive criticism you may have about this video, please also feel free to let me know down below. I know I definitely have a lot to improve on and a lot to learn, but figured we would just start where we can and go from there. So thank you again so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next video I upload. I am sending all sorts of good vibes your way, and I will see you next time. Bye.